4, John. We didn't have a week 3.
We didn't. Thank God we didn't.
We did. Well, no. To be honest with you, I'm going to share some of my picks that I had lined up for the show, and I actually, walked away fairly wealthy man after this week. This is Prop Nation. I'm Sully. This is your boy John Roberts. And you know what? I'm going to start off with that. We didn't get to have a show. But the first thing that I was going to say when we got onto the show, I was going to say Jerry Jeudy, longest completion over. That was the first thing that I was going to say. Guess what? He caught a 25-yard catch. I was watching it, and I thought that would have been a great clip for our podcast, John.
Nearly.
Would have been.
Man, I went back to the well with Cortland Sutton, and I tried a little Marvin Mims action as well. I got very lucky on Marvin Mims, I'll say that.
He caught a long one, didn't he?
He did, right towards the end of the game. Cortland Sutton was a bad pick. Yeah. It probably worked out better for me that we didn't do a show in the end, I think.
Yeah.
But all good.
Yeah, I hit a couple parlays this weekend, and it was a very good weekend. Got the ball rolling. Feel good to be back in a parlay win column. The singles have been on fire.
Yep.
The singles have been on fire this year. We've been killing it, but to get a nice parlay win, that feels good, you know?
Yeah, great job.
Well, we're gonna do it again this week. The singles are gonna be on fire this week. I know. I already know. It's a difficult week to pick. It definitely is. I was looking at the slate.
Yeah.
You did a Thursday right before we filmed this. You did a Thursday preview.
A little Thursday preview for Bears at football team.
Can you reiterate what your picks were so that I don't steal any?
Since this will be coming out after the fact, so we're looking at Justin Fields over 200 passing yards.
You want him? You think he's going back? He's going back to what he did this past week. That was insane. He was playing like John Elway.
He's actually been quite good if you remove the boneheaded plays and the turnovers and the interceptions. Between those,
everything that you don't want to have a quarterback do. If you remove all of those, then he looks
for real
great.
Life football, he's a shocker.
John, your son Charlie looks like an NFL quarterback if you remove all those things.
Yeah, but for our purposes, he's actually quite good. I've got Brian Robinson over 65.5 rushing yards. I'm into.
Brian, hold on, sorry.
You can't believe it, can you?
No, I can't believe it. I can't believe it because I'm a truther, you know? I'm a Commanders running back truther, and I am not. You've always shunned my decisions for
not
appreciating.
Anymore. I'm climbing aboard. The other one I'm stacking with Fields is DJ Moore over 50.5 receiving.
Yep. Okay.
And I've got a little bit of Terry McLaurin action as well.
Yeah, that's great. I love it.
That's the ticket.
Yeah, I like Johan Dotson over longest completion in that game.
Well, he's been a bit interesting actually.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you a little peek behind the curtain. Let's jump to it real quick now. This is the ticket that we're looking at. Sorry, this is the spreadsheet. If you're watching on YouTube, please like and subscribe. But also, Jahan Dotson, he has not hit a single receiving prop this year yet.
But
he's been under 45.5. So it makes me nervous.
Look, I don't play roulette. I don't. But I have some friends. Shout out my boy, Brandon Stevenson, who is religious on following trends and then betting the opposite when it feels like it's getting too tight, you know? Like it'll hit black, and he'll get a good gut feeling like I'm gonna ride this. I think it's gonna do it two more times, and then he goes, "There's about a 0% chance it's gonna hit black again." That right there is Johan Dotson.
All right. Well, we'll see. By the time you're listening to this,
Dotson. We'll
know the result.
Longest completion. I don't even know what the number is. And that's how confident I am in that pick. The number could be 23, and I would be content with it. I'm going to go look it up right now, just so that I'm not longest reception. Dotson. They don't even have it listed because he's been so terrible.
Probably is. I was going to say
because he's been. No, it's definitely around. Like I will go find it, and it'll be on DraftKings, but. Yeah. Give it to me at 17, 18, 19, any one of those. 20, 21, 22. I think I'm off the bus at 22. But I
Interesting
think
you
the
say
number
that as well.
I think the number is going to come in somewhere around 18 for that.
The Bears defense has actually been good at shutting down receiver one options, albeit they haven't had too many like alpha receivers to go up against. But the receiver two option has had free reign, so
Well, hey, look,
could be onto
now
something
you're
there.
getting a peek into my headspace right now. But you combine that with the fact that there's been minimal production, and that I think it's a little bit of a secret weapon in the arsenal for this week. I wouldn't be surprised if this is the week that he has a really good one. You know how I
All
thought that
right.
way about Swift. When everyone was like, "No, Swift's what a waste," and then we said, "This is the Swift week.
Yeah.
This is the Dotson week."
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on because you already did the Thursday slate. I just wanted to say that formally that is one of my picks.
Love it. Let's look at the slate. Look, there's a few really good matchups this Sunday that I'm excited for.
There's buys. I don't even know what to do anymore because there's teams that aren't playing and that I was like kind of gearing up, ready to ride some
Yeah.
players. And I looked at the slate and I thought, oh,
Yeah.
damn it. There's some tasty ones though. There's some tasty ones.
My
What
Seahawks
do you
are on
think? What do you
bye.
think? Yeah. What do you think's tasty? Give me your first team that you think has a good matchup.
I don't actually have any bets for this per se, but Chiefs at Vikings is going to be how.
Oh yeah.
I'm a little bit nervous.
Is it prime time or is it 1 o'clock?
No, this is a late afternoon game.
A 4 o'clock game. What a weird spot for Minnesota.
Yeah, I think last I checked, it was a 4. I thought it was a 4 o'clock game.
You were correct. It is a 4:25.
Yeah,
Or in your
Kirk
time.
Cousins.
Sorry, what
Kirk
time
Cousins,
is that for you? You're gonna watch that at 3 in the morning.
at 4 it's 7 a.m. the game.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but I'm a little bit nervous about these Kirk Cousins over what the number's going to be. I think it'll be around 300, and that makes me nervous.
This is also going to be one of the most bet games on the slate.
It's not on my ticket.
Yeah, I don't know. I would fade a little bit in that game. I think maybe Rashee Rice seems a little tasty in that one.
Right.
I might dabble. But
I wouldn't
that
mind
might
going
be
back
it.
to like Jordan Addison, but the Chiefs defense is good, man.
They're looking good. And that run game is what we, at the beginning of the season, we were like, the Chiefs run game, it's going to be abysmal. And you remember when you told me, now I drafted Isaiah Pacheco, last year in Dynasty? And you were like, I don't trust it. You didn't trust it this year?
And
Did you watch what he just did? You still don't trust him?
He had a good game. Like, he's not getting the starting job for no reason. I understand why he's getting it. He's just not.
The guy ran like friggin' LaDainian Tomlinson out there. Don't snag me on that one. I don't take that quote. But but he did. He had an extremely good game. He had one of those games where you look at him and you go, that's a superstar.
Yeah. The other game I think looks kind of interesting, which I don't have anything either, is the London game between the Jags and the Bills. Should be an interesting game. If anything, I would be looking back to Evan Ingram. Overs for Evan Ingram have been very tasty. Tre'Davious White is out for the season now, so I just think it bodes well for him there. And the Jags are going to be staying in London. It is the Bills, though. The Bills are good, man. The defense is really, really good.
The Bills
offense is really, really good.
Good football team right now, and I will tell you that the rookie tight end for the Bills,
Dalton Kincaid, my boy,
he is looking really dominant.
Yeah, he's going to be a superstar.
Those are going to be some mismatches for him in that game. I don't even know what the prop line would be. Is it out? No, because we're filming this on a Tuesday right now. There's nothing.
We're early.
We're just making shit up right now. Oh no, there is. There's 2.5 receptions for Kincaid, and there is 28.5 receiving yards.
Looks tasty.
He also has the longest reception of 15.5. You know what? I'm going to move that line down. You know how I like to do this. I'm going to do an alternate. I'm going to do an alternate receiving total at 20. I'm going to move it down to 20, and I'm going to take Dalton Kincaid over 20 yards.
Cool, man. I like that.
Yeah.
I'll take a Evan Engram around 35.5 for myself. Thank you.
Yeah.
So that should be a good game. But let's kick off with the ones we're actually looking at. Did you want to go first?
No, I'm along for the ride here, buddy. You're the bus driver right now.
I don't mean to be.
You're the bus driver. Yeah,
I just get excited about these picks. Okay, I'm going straight to the big stage. I'm going all the way to Sunday Night Football.
Who's
between
playing?
The Cowboys are going to Santa Clara to play the 49ers.
Cowboys and 49ers.
It's going to be a very, very good game.
That is good.
There's a couple of lines that I'm looking at here, and this is two sort of like really juggernaut teams. If you're watching us on YouTube, please like and subscribe while you're here. But also, I'm looking at the 49ers. So they have, for the most part, obviously, like they've been blowing every single team out, and that's been causing the opposition to probably have to start to like play catch up a lot and perform better than what we would usually see them against other teams. But there's a couple of lines I'm looking at here. And the one I want to start with is Dak Prescott over passing yards. And I think that we're going to get it at about 230. It could go up to 240. But I think that that's probably going to be pretty necessary. The completions look good as well. And the options against the receiver. I'm just going to quickly jump over to Dak as well. The other thing that Dak has been very good is his prop lines have been fairly reasonable for passing as well. They've been at 240 last week, 240 the week before, 215 in week 2 for some unknown reason, and he's smashed all of them. And we know that the Cowboys have gotten out to a really big lead as well. And I think that this is going to require Dak to be a big, heavy passing game, especially because the other thing about the 49ers is they have done a good job at stopping running backs. So it'd be interesting to see how Tony Pollard goes this game. But I think that they're going to have to rely on the pass a lot here.
Who's the beneficiary of said increase in pass yardage?
So it hasn't been CeeDee Lamb, which is probably surprising. But and this is the other thing I was just saying, is like because the Cowboys are getting out to these huge leads, I feel like they're not really having to rely on them. So big games for Michael Gallup, big games for Jake Ferguson, and Brandon Cook sprinkled in there. But even like Torben?
If you don't know his name,
the special team player,
he's going to be irrelevant. John.
Deontay Turpin or something like that. Shit. He's also been fairly involved in the second half. Yeah. I can't wait to slip my mind. My bad.
Oh, that's good.
So my first one is Dak Prescott over passing.
So there were some reports coming out that that both backup running backs were going to be getting some more time, that they were going to take some stress off of Tony Pollard.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Like, if you're going to dive into a line there, and Tony Pollard's been basically playing all three downs.
Yeah.
So they're saying that he's not going to. So you've got Dowdle and Vaughn that are.
Yeah.
They both came into the game late last week, but that was just because the game was out of control. So, but they said that they're going to be featuring these two backs quite a bit more. Would you be interested in taking any of those on the receiving totals? Because both of the receiving totals will be around 6.5. And if you were going to take one of those backup running backs, would you take one of them over 6.5? It's 6.5, John.
I would not. I just don't think that this is going to be a big running back spot, even in the pass catching. The backup pass catching, it doesn't make me very excited unless you're talking like inside of 2 minutes. But I think Pollard's been playing that as well. I don't see Pollard not being the feature guy.
Well, he's going to be featured, but is he going to go all three? Is he going to go all three downs? When they're saying we would like to play our secondary and tertiary running backs.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's I just don't see. I think that this will be the first game where the Cowboys could be playing from behind, and I think we won't have seen this side of them yet until now. So it's hard to make that call.
Yeah, I wasn't going to pick anybody. I just wanted to know your thoughts on it.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
I I think the whole world's so deflated on Brandon Cooks right now. So
Yeah.
deflated on Brandon Cooks.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if he went for 40 yards this game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would not be surprised. Am I taking it? I'm a little bit deflated on Brandon Cooks too. I don't think I'm going to take it, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. I think so.
Hey, let's go over to a divisional battle
Okay.
with the Indianapolis Colts against the Tennessee Titans.
Mm-hmm.
There's one thing that the Titans are absolutely horrible at, and that's defending the run.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one thing that the Tennessee Titans are extremely good at doing, and that's running the friggin' football. So,
I like this pick.
the King. They're gonna feed him that friggin' football. They're gonna feed him the ball, and it's a divisional game. You know it's gonna be dirty. It's gonna be trenches dirty, and I love it. Over rushing attempts. Give me if it's at 16-17 for Derrick Henry. This is one of those games that they use the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And I'll take it. I will also take the longest rush is probably going to be like 17 or 18, and I just don't think he's got that juice anymore, but I do think that he's going to pound the ball. And if he's even averaging 3-4 yards, if his rushing totals anywhere around 70,
Yeah.
I'm taking the over.
The
I don't know what it is. Is it up? That's the other question.
Yeah, that's the thing. So with Derrick Henry, he started it the first 3 weeks. His attempts lines were around 22, 23 rushing attempts. But he wasn't being utilized that way. So it went down to 16.5 against the Bengals. And he obviously, I think this is why you're like, whoa, Derrick Henry's not bad, because you were watching him just destroy your team.
I stopped watching.
I think he'll be back.
I wasn't watching.
Yeah, this is a good matchup. Who did the Colts just play last weekend? Gone.
It wasn't Tennessee. Who was it? I had no business in any of those. There was no shares in any of it. So did I say at the beginning of this? I said week 4. I did say week 4, didn't I?
That's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's week 5.
It's definitely week 5. They played the Rams.
Rams, that's it. Yeah, and as per usual, Keontae Ingram had his way with them.
Yep.
So Derrick Henry, back to being the king.
Back to being the king. I'm just taking a look right now to see if there's anything up for him. There is 75.5 rushing yards.
It's a good number.
That's a really good number, because I said anything around 70, I would take it. And then that's where that starts to get a little dicey. Yeah. I'd move it. 70.
Would you want to go up or down?
Go down. I would go down.
Down, yeah.
Down. I would, and I wouldn't take it on a single because it's not worth it, but I would use it as a booster in a parlay. And I would take Derrick Henry over 72.5.
All right.
I go down. I buy down 3 yards.
I mean, the Colts have not been very efficient at stopping the run to date so far, and I think that this should be a good game between the two at home for the Colts as well. So yeah, I really like that pick, and King Henry's on his way back.
Yeah, oh yeah. And they're gonna have to use him. This is a very important game. So if you're trying to keep the tread, still right on the tires, and you don't want to wear them down, then there's games in the season where you look at it and you go, you know what, we don't have to use him we don't have to put the pedal to the metal with the horse,
Yeah.
Not that horses go pedal to the metal, but you don't have to use all your horsepower. Sorry, it's been a long day, John. Been a long couple of weeks, but this is one of those games. They're just going to use the crap out of Derrick Henry. So fire up Derrick Henry.
All right, I love that one, man. I'm going to get to my first running back, or my second prop, and the running back prop that I'm looking at. I'm going to this Texans at Falcons game, and I say this because the Houston Texans have not been able to stop any single running back. I'll bring it up now, which you'll be able to see if you're watching on YouTube, hopefully.
Desmond Ridder won't throw the friggin' football more than
Well, he
12
has
times this
been.
game.
But having said that, so the Texans have given up over 30 rushing yards, 50 rushing yards, 70 rushing yards, and 55 on the weekend. And that was to Najee Harris, who we know has been really bad, but they just cannot stop anyone at the moment. And now they come up probably a bit against the best running back that they're going to face so far in Bijan Robinson.
Probably the best looking running back in the entire league right now.
Exactly. So I think that this is a really nice spot for Bijan, who, in conjunction with how bad the Texans' run defense has been, he's been amazing. He had a tricky one the week before in week 3, just in like rushing, but he was still elite in receiving. So I think you can go any way here. He could get up to 75.5 rushing yards, and I'm not even scared of it. I think that
I wouldn't be scared of that either.
This could be a huge, huge game for Bijan. I think they're going to mix in Tyler Algier as well, but he's just so efficient. I think that they're also probably going to start hopefully moving away from Desmond Ridder as far as passing goes, because he has been utilized quite a fair bit.
Did you see Mac Hollins? Did you see that? You saw that clip?
Briefly, what was he doing? Just like
no, Desmond came back to the bench, and was basically like, it's all good. Like, we got this, boys. Like, went to go dap up Mac Hollins, and Mac Hollins, that's a G. Like, that's a dude. Yeah. That is a dude's dude. That is a dude who lives by his own rules and does not care that cameras are on him. The guy runs when he's outside of practice without shoes on.
Yeah.
This guy, he follows his own rules to the beat of his own drum. So you know that it's authentic.
Yeah. And
he refused to accept a handshake from Desmond Ridder. Oh man, I felt so bad for Desmond because he's trying, and it's one of those things where he's trying to get control of this offense, and a lot of these players, they get to the NFL and they were leaders their entire way to getting to the NFL, and then you start dealing with people who have money and experience and tenure, and they've been around leaders and they've been around people who have done it so much better than they're going to do it. Yeah. And unfortunately, he doesn't have the vote of confidence from at least Mac Hollins.
Yeah.
But you know that if Mac Hollins is feeling that way, everyone's got to be feeling that way.
Yeah. Yeah, if he has the confidence to give him the Robbie Anderson tighten up, bruh, to Sam Darnold vibe.
Yeah. And I unfortunately, I don't think it's going to tighten up.
No.
Nope.
No. So that's it. Bijan, over, whatever you want. Over rushing. I'll take it. Thank you. What have you got for me?
I don't have anything. So
all right, I got another one.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Let's pick a game. Pick a game.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll argue over a position.
Okay.
And we'll talk about the game script. And then we will land on a pick. And I think we're gonna end up with the exact same player. Because that's how we do it. Okay. Go for it. Pick a game.
I can pick any game I want.
Any game
on the slate.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna go. Let's go Philly at LA Rams.
Ooh. Philly at the Rams.
Actually, no. Let's go Bengals at Cardinals. Cardinals.
God, I hate this so much.
Which one do you want to take? Which game do you want?
Okay. Yeah. Let's do the Bengals.
Okay, cool. Bengals and Cardinals.
Bengals and Cardinals. When it comes to these two teams, I look at this like this is a moment for Joe Burrow to try and get a form of redemption and to get some confidence built up underneath him. And I think that the offensive coordinators are going to feel the same way. I think that the offensive coordinators are going to say, unleash, throw the ball, and find a groove. And I think you're going to have short completions to get going, and then those completions with the odd chuck down the field. This is going to completely depend on if T. Higgins is playing, because I think that this is a get-right game for T. Higgins. If T. Higgins is okay, then I thought last game was going to be a T. Higgins game. and then he was injured.
Yeah.
But I do think that just translates over to this, because I think that this is the type of, if you are Zach Taylor, this is very much we need to establish some sort of confidence in this locker room. And in order to do that, you need to take the captains that you have and let them perform. And I think Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins.
Yeah.
Those are 3 players that I would target in this game. And then if we were doing the contrarian side, if the ball's being thrown a lot, you kind of force the other team to have to throw the ball a lot. So I like the really young kid on Arizona.
Oh, Michael Wilson.
I do like Michael Wilson.
Yes, he's good, isn't he?
He and you know what? To be honest with you, 4 or 5? I don't know what his targets have been. They've been low, but his completion rate's been fairly decent. And you can't really his completion rate, because the targets. Josh Dobbs has been throwing the ball away quite a bit, so it's tough. If it's thrown in his general direction, he gets the knock for not catching it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would go 3 completions probably to him.
Yeah.
Three completions, and I don't know what the yardage total is, but I'd feel probably comfortable up to like 40.
For Michael Wilson, so you think this will be a good spot for him? I mean, he's been playing well. Marquise Brown has been playing well as well.
Yep.
Just having a quick look. So the over-unders at 45, not bad. And
is it 45?
Bengals are -3 on the road. So.
Oh, the over-under is 45. I think you said on Michael Wilson.
Oh, no. Sorry, the over-under for the game. 45 for Michael Wilson wouldn't be bad, though.
No, it sounds accurate, right? I just
it's
wish
been 35
some
to
of
date.
these up. They don't. They just have Marquise Brown at 47.5, which is kind of tasty. And
that's good as well. He was 60 the last couple of weeks, and he's beaten both of those. He's gotten over.
Yeah. I think that they're anticipating honing in on the number one, and the Bengals are notorious for being able to shut down the star play. Not so much. This year's been a little bit of a weird situation for the Cincinnati Bengals, but that team, like I said, it's a get right game. I think it's completely a get right game. And it's instill confidence, get right. I think it goes for the defensive side as well. So I think you get back to what you do really well and you focus on that. And if that's double teaming, pulling in a safety, double teaming the biggest threat, the downfield threat. They haven't seen the Michael Wilson a secondary burner, which he is. Like he's dominating through the seams and up the side of the field. Like he's dominating. He's getting possession. Big thing that I recognize is like big catch radius. Like it's tough. It's tough. You throw the ball up, he's able to get it. And I think it's going to be a problem. I think it's going to be a problem. So I like the trifecta there. The two big wide receivers for Cincinnati in Jamar Chase and T. Higgins. I don't know what those numbers are going to be, but Jamar Chase is probably going to be pretty inflated.
Chase will be huge.
It'll be huge. And so it would lean me to taking T. Higgins. T. Higgins, if he comes back, is going to be under 50 yards.
Yeah. Yep. Could be. He's been 60 every week.
No, he was fifth. This week he started at 56 and a half.
Oh, find a good book then.
Yeah, he was at 56 and a half. And then obviously, so if you're taking averages, he averaged, did he even get a catch this past game? I don't even know.
Yeah, he got
1 for 5 yards, maybe.
Like 1 or 2. Yeah.
Yeah. Before he was injured. So, I mean, really, like they're going to take averages, so that's going to keep sinking. So if that keeps sinking, and you know that this is going to be a Joe Burrow throwing game, or you hope, I can imagine, you're going to take T. Higgins on the upswing here. So this is a prime spot to take T. Higgins if he comes back. And especially people are going to be off of him as well. So it's not even heat from Vegas. It's not even, the whole world's on this, because a lot of people are going to stay away from it because he went down with an injury. So if he's cleared to play, T. Higgins, you could probably get him at 4.5 receptions, which is kind of dicey to me. But I would take him if it's 50 to 55 yards, somewhere in there. Take the over. And Michael Wilson take the over 40 yards.
Those are good picks. I do quite like that. I think this, like you say, this has got to be a huge get-right game for the Bengals and for Joe Burrow. Cardinals defense, they've allowed all of the, or the last 3 weeks, all quarterbacks have gone over their passing props, their passing completions. The running backs have had success. Weird game last week with the 49ers because the 49ers basically just used Brandon Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey. It was those 2 pieces exclusively, and those 2 people.
Not even a catch from Debo.
Just destroyed. Debo Samuel had like 3 carries for 9 yards, and that was it.
Yeah, they didn't have to. The 49ers are nuts, man. They can game script and plan, and it screws everybody. It's like, you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the New England Patriots when Tom Brady was there. They can just run the same play 12 times in a row, and nobody can stop it. And then they go, well, fuck it. We're just going to keep running this until you can stop it. And then when you do, we're going to give a variation, which is like a double jet sweep, and then you have no idea if we're actually going to run that play again or not, and we're going to line up in that formation. We're just going to bully the shit out of you. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
That should be a good game. All right, I'll get to my final receiving prop. And this one I'm a little bit nervous about because I'm looking on the New England Patriots side of the ball. But they're matched up at home against the Saints, and the Saints have not been very good at all. Predominantly to the receiver 1 option. But
who do you call the receiver 1 on that team?
Well, this is the thing. So the Saints have been bad against the receiver 1 on any given football team, being the Titans, the Panthers, the Packers, and then last week with the Bucs, we saw Mike Evans go down, but Chris Godwin just slotted right in and took over. I'm looking at Hunter Henry in this spot.
Oh, you're calling him the primary receiver.
I'm calling Hunter Henry the primary receiver on the New England Patriots.
Wild, John.
And it's because he is really the only player to have any sort of a semblance of consistency in this team. Each week that we've seen him has been between 30 and 35 receiving yards. They did have a bad week 3. It was a bad matchup in general. But outside of that, he's been hitting his overs. He's been at least 4 catches. It's been at least 30 yards. And that's the line that he generally gets given. Look, this could be a get-right game for Devontae Parker. It could be one of those weird Kendrick Bourne games. It could be a Demario Douglas game. But I think the old reliable here is Hunter Henry. Depends if we're going to see Mac Jones even out there. I think we will, especially at home.
You think so? And you actually think so?
Yeah, I would be very surprised if they go back to Bailey Zappi. Like against the Cowboys, I can see it because you're getting blown out. You're on the road. There's no reason to keep playing Mac when you're getting beat so bad. So I think that this is like a Patriots get-right game. Derek Carr has not been very good. Even if we don't see Derek Carr, it's Jameis Winston. I think Belichick will know how to keep him out of the game.
He's eating W's.
Yeah, exactly. So this is a spot I really like for the Patriots, and I'm going to Hunter Henry. Some of these tight ends have been very, very reliable.
Yeah. I like that. I also, I don't think that Alvin Kamara is going to catch 13 passes.
Oh my God, did you see 13 or 14 for, what was it, like 30 yards or 13 yards?
Derek Carr looked special.
Yeah.
My screen was frozen there. Derek Carr looked special out there.
Yeah.
And he had to check down almost everything. He didn't have the power, right? He didn't have the power.
The Bucs defense. Like the Bucs are nothing to cry home about.
Yeah, exactly. Does Derek Carr
like
play?
We just saw, look at how Baker Mayfield just looked on the road in New Orleans.
Yep.
I think the Patriots are in a really good spot here.
If Jameis Winston plays, I would be content with taking Shaheed's longest completion.
Okay.
If Jameis Winston plays.
If they can pull the top off the defense, it just makes me nervous.
WR3. The WR3, the least guarded.
Yeah.
Jameis Winston loves to cork him.
Yep.
Loves to. And for whatever reason, every coordinator feels the same way. They love to watch Jameis Winston cork them. So
Yeah.
if Jameis Winston's playing, Shaheed's over longest completion, which is probably going to be somewhere around 21, 20 or 21, take the over. Take the
Yeah.
over. Do it. Trust me. Just trust me. If he doesn't play, if Derek Carr plays, take the over on Alvin Kamara's receptions. They're gonna be 7, 8, but take it. Just because you just watched him last week and he didn't have a choice. He didn't have a choice. So, and Alvin Kamara is a satellite running back. He will find open field. He will find his way on those press and releases. He doesn't even press. So it's not even a press and release. It's just an escape. He just jumps out to the side and goes, hey, you're in trouble. Give me the ball. Which that happened 13 of 14 tries.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
What's not like has there been another? Did even Puka Nacua, did he catch 13? No, it was like 11 or 12.
I mean, it's still.
Oh, it's insane. But 13?
Yeah.
I can't even remember the last time a receiver caught 13 catches.
Yeah.
It just seemed like every play was going to Alvin Kamara.
Yeah, I mean, they were able to shut down Chris Olave. Michael Thomas was like,
no, it wasn't shutting them down, John. No, it had nothing to do with the defense. Their way. It had nothing to do with the defense. It had everything to it had everything to do with the fact that Derek Carr couldn't throw the ball more than fucking 10 feet. I don't know why he played. It made no sense to me. I was watching. I don't know why. I can't watch this. It's like it's horrible. It looked like do you really not trust Jameis Winston that much?
Yeah, I know, right?
He's not going to throw 30 interceptions in one game. Like, trust him. You know?
That's the dream.
I don't know. That's the dream. That's for my fantasy team.
Jameis he needs to get a starting job here, man.
You're a truther. What about Mitch Trubisky? Let's talk about this for a second. If Kenny can't go, they're playing Baltimore.
All right, I want nothing to do with Mitch Trubisky. I kind of think
that was kind of a trap for you.
But if Pickett does go, I don't mind it as like a bounce back game. I actually think the Texans.
You can't. This is a divisional game, but bro, I've grown up watching the AFC North.
Yes.
And these games, just don't put money anywhere near them.
So brutal.
Unless you want to pick the game within 3 points. That's about the only thing that I can say.
Yeah, he really needs
tackles.
Deontay Johnson needs to get back for them to have any success there, I think.
Yeah. Even defensive IDP is a very difficult thing to call in this one. You can, if they had bets for how hard of hits there were, I would take all the overs. Like these two teams, they play each other extremely hard. But when it comes to player performance, I don't know. Take all the unders, every single one of them. But it's tough because it's.
Yeah, I was going to say Ravens. The Ravens have not been able to stop the receiver 2 option on teams.
So would you think Calvin Austin?
Yeah, so it could be a good Calvin Austin game if you can get him at like 25.5 receiving.
It's got to be more than that.
George Pickens.
No, I would not go George Pickens in this one. I would not.
Okay, I'm not going. They're going to
blanket them.
Yeah, I'm not going more than 25 for Calvin Austin. There's no way. I just wouldn't do that.
No, I can't. No.
You know what is interesting though? It might be some Pat Frymouth unders because the Ravens linebackers have been stopping all tight ends that they've faced, and Pat Frymouth has not been able to get any success this season either. He's had one game over 35.5, and it was week 3.
But what are they going to give him? The odds are going to be in the 20s. And do you really want to take under 20 something for a guy?
30.5. I kind of do.
See, I stay away from these games. I'm away unless are they going to give you? Are they going to give you 4 field goals made in the game?
Yeah.
If the number's somewhere around 4.5. I mean, I would take that. It's still a prop. I would take it. But that's about the only thing that I can consider in this game.
Yeah.
About the only thing. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
I'm just trying to have a look at what the weather's going to be
Yeah, I mean,
on Sunday. I mean, for you, I'm probably sure you'd say it doesn't make a difference. Sunday's going to be cold, 12 degrees.
it's not going to make a difference. It's really not going to. Okay, I got one last one. Another running back pick. I'm going with the New York Jets. I don't even care what the hell the line is for Breece Hall. Give me the over.
It's over.
Yeah.
For the
Against
Jets,
the Broncos.
you're back on board. Oh, against the Broncos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care
Anything
what it
against
is.
the Broncos right now, just yes.
Yep. If it's combined rushing and receiving, and they give it to you under 80 with Breece Hall, take it.
Yeah.
Take it. If the rushing total is 65 to 70, take it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they are. I'm gonna go look, but I think it's a late game, so I don't think it's gonna be.
It probably won't be up there, but what I will say is even Khalil Herbert, who has done jack shit all season, was able to hit over all of his props. So complete overs there. Every running back except that week one game against the who was Denver's week one matchup? I think it might have been the Raiders. It was the Raiders. But outside of that one game, like all running backs have had success against Denver.
No,
we just saw the
it was
Dolphins.
the Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah.
But he did, though. Josh Jacobs didn't he? Through the passing game on I can't remember. No, he was only 2 for 23.
Yards.
Well, he had 48, and then so he finished with 71 total yards. And he played a terrible game.
Yeah,
and he played a terrible game. Breece Hall is just heating up right now.
That's a great pick. I like that.
Yeah, get it while it's not 100, because it's going to be 100 after this game. It's going to be 100. So. Get it.
That was my thing when the Jets played the Patriots the other week. I was like, okay, this is it. You can get Breece Hall like 35 and a half. Take it. It didn't hit, which was unfortunate. But he's he's getting warmed up now.
Yep. The volcano's about to go off. And,
love it.
Yep. That's it.
Love it, dude. That's all from me.
Sweet.
Those some other quick ones I was looking at, actually. We already talked about Michael Wilson. I was looking at him. James Conner under receptions. I was sort of having a quick look at. We already talked about Evan Ingram at the start of the game. Ask me what I'd like to bet on Christian McCaffrey. Ask me.
What would you like to bet on Christian McCaffrey, John?
Yes. Yes.
Doesn't this feel like one of those games where Christian McCaffrey gets injured?
Well, this is the thing. The Cowboys have been actually very good against the run, but Christian McCaffrey knows no prop that he cannot hit. So.
Yeah, I get it. You know what? I'm off on Christian McCaffrey this week.
Okay.
There's something inside me that just tells like I don't know if he gets hurt. It's one of those like America's going to be watching this game.
Oh yeah. But 49ers at home.
Yep. 49ers undefeated against Jerry Jones, Cowboys. This is a good game. It's a really good game.
Oh yeah.
And that scares me. For things like that, take the ultimate superstar in the game and bet on him. It's like betting if you tried to bet Travis Kelce when Taylor Swift was there. It's to me, it's the same thing. You just don't do it. You just don't do it.
Just one last one. Jonnu Smith overs.
No.
Jonnu Smith receiving Atlanta Falcons #1 option.
So why is Jonnu Smith performing the way that he is? Let's talk about it for a second.
I don't know, but Texans have not been great against tight ends, and we know that.
Take Kyle Pitts.
Kyle Pitts is not the answer, but Jonnu Smith is like the sneaky getting everything.
It's tough, John. It's tough.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not like overly serious about them. I'll probably like study them as we get closer to Sunday, but they're just kind of like weird ones that have stood out to me that I'm sort of like, okay, why is this the thing?
Yeah, so here's why I think it's a thing. If you've watched Desmond Ridder throw the football, every ball goes behind the receiver by 5 yards or in front of the receiver by 5 yards.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts has to run long developing routes. That's what he's been asked to do in this offense. If you watch him play, his route tree is 7+ yards. Almost every play. He's running. He's being used more of as a smokescreen than he is anything else. And Jonnu Smith is the block and then release tight end. Desmond Ridder can't make a proper decision to save his friggin' life right now. I think the confidence is shot in him, and that's what he's doing. He's dumping the ball down. Look at Robinson's completion totals. Jonnu Smith. The nice thing is Jonnu Smith's a big boy, and he catches that ball. He turns upfield, gets an extra 3-4 yards. So it is good per se, but if Artie Smith doesn't change the way that he is calling these plays and the route trees for his receivers, how many times can you watch Drake London run a slant into double coverage and have Desmond Ridder force him the fucking football? How many times can you watch that until you go, this isn't working? This isn't working. They're not going to do it again. They're not going to do what they've been doing again. Kyle Pitts will be running more comeback routes.
Yeah.
Kyle Pitts will be running out routes. And Kyle Pitts will probably be catching maybe one or two smoke screens, like catching the ball just right outside of the backfield. And you have to get them involved. You have to, or you're going to have a very disgruntled locker room. And it is very much a get right for them. If you're going to take
the Falcons, right, is like the first couple of games, it was like, well, who cares? They're winning ball games. So, like, whatever he's doing, it's working. It's not working anymore, but
it's not working. It's not working. So if I'm out on the Falcons. I'm out on the Falcons. It scares me. Even Bijan, like, I like it. I'm supporting your Bijan pick.
No, come on.
Yeah, I'm supporting your Bijan. I'm just out on the team right now. Like, after watching them closely over the past few weeks, there's not a lot that I like there. So I think there's going to be a lot of stacked boxes against Bijan, but I don't think it's going to matter because he is that good. But if I was going to pick a tight end, or if you're going to ask me to pick a pass catcher that's going to do well in this game for the Falcons, it's Kyle Pitts.
All right.
He will lead. He will, like, if you look at the end of this week, just mark my words on this one. I don't know what the totals would be because it might only be 30. Yeah. But he will be the top of the receiving total for the Falcons. Unless Desmond Ridder corks a stupid long one to third receiver or something.
Yeah. I mean, my Scott Fishbowl team will be happy to hear that about Kyle Pitts. But
you invested shares?
Yes, my invested shares. But no, outside of that, it should be a tricky game. Plus, I mean, like, the Texans are playing well at the moment. So
I really like the Texans right now. Like Nico Collins.
I think they're gonna be a bit inflated this week, I think.
Yeah,
maybe. Falcons defense is good.
They're not though, because the Falcons are favored by 2.
Yeah.
So,
but that's because of the offense, not because of the defense.
Is it?
I mean, the Falcons offense is bad versus, like, the Texans offense, which is good. Like, CJ Stroud is breaking records now, and I think
that's what I mean. How like, can you just explain this to me? Can you explain to me why the Texans are considered underdogs in this game?
I think it's like hostile environment that they're going on into, although Atlanta is not like the scariest stadium in the world.
Well, it's a scary place.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that the Falcons defense is good. Like, CJ Stroud is still a rookie quarterback. They're not going to be able to run the ball very well.
Desmond Ridder, who's a better quarterback, Desmond Ridder or CJ Stroud?
Oh, Stroud. Easy. Not even close.
No problem. Okay, who's got the better receivers?
Well, the Texans do.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Okay, so now we talk about the running back. Okay, the edge obviously goes to Atlanta. Yeah. However, Dameon Pierce is no slouch. It's a great running back. And the run schemes are very good.
Yeah.
Now we go to the defensive side of the ball. You can't tell me that, like, Atlanta has not looked good the past couple games. They started the season very strong.
Yeah.
But Houston, like, there's an energy.
Yeah.
There's an energy there. There is an energy. There is no way. I'm like, it feels like such a trap to me because it seems so obvious that the Texans are going to win this game.
Yeah.
I don't really bet on winners and losers, but I'm so tempted in the parlay to just pull that Texans game down to +4 and just take it at the +4 because there's no way. Like the Falcons aren't going to be winning by double digits. They're not going to be winning by a touchdown. They can barely score a touchdown.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, like,
I
don't
think
know.
this is a big Bijan game, I think.
Yeah, I think you might be right, but like,
Texans have been bad against the run. Bijan's a star.
if you were just going to take money line on this game, who are you taking?
Money line, I'm taking the Falcons.
You're taking the Falcons money line. Explain yourself, John.
I think like D'Amico Ryans is a great coach. I think Arthur Smith has been doing it longer. He's at home. I think that these are sort of like the games that Arthur Smith thrives in. He's not like, he might be stubborn, but he's not an idiot, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And I think that
he's been stubborn.
I think that they will win on defense in this game. Like, yeah.
Low
we'll
scoring?
see.
Low scoring?
No, I don't think it will be low scoring because I think that Bijan and Tyler Algier are going to get a lot of success. I don't think that Damian Pierce will, but I think this could be a good spot for like Nico Collins, Tank Dowell. So both of them have their strengths. I just think that the Texans are younger.
Do you think the game's going to go over?
What's the line?
I don't know.
No, I don't know either. Look, I'll say this: if it was in Houston, I'd be taking the Texans.
Okay, you know what? That's really fair. Actually, you know what? Let's go look at this.
We're breaking our rule of looking at money line spread.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not taking any of this.
It's a fascinating game, though.
The over/under's 41.5.
Oh, over.
You'd take the over.
Yeah.
I'm so concerned that the Falcons can't score right now.
Okay. Yeah, that's a fair concern. But I think that Arthur Smith can solve that problem.
With good coaching. This is what I'm saying about the Kyle Pitts conundrum. Like, with good coaching and adjusting the routes accordingly, it's going to take a little bit of massaging, and this week's practice should be a very intense one for the Falcons because you're not going, like, they've been running the same plays every game.
Yeah.
And I think the other side to that is that when you're a defense and you see such an elementary playbook and you know what you're looking at, you know it's going to be, this is the lead receiver, this is the secondary receiver, this is his third look, because I've watched this on film over the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You know? You have to have a deeper playbook. And if this isn't a very intense week for the Atlanta Falcons of learning and adapting and trying to figure out routes that are going to get your superstars in good places, I can't see the slants and honestly, Kyle Pitts has just been he's been a decoy. He's been a decoy. And you just can't have that. And you like I said, you can't have Drake London running 17 slants. Nope. I lost you there, John.
Yeah, my webcam just died. I don't know why.
Weird. Okay, well that's it.
That'll have to do the show.
All right. Faceless. Can you sub in just like a photograph of you on this?
Yeah, I will.
Yeah, just can it bob its head like a bobblehead, John?
Yeah. Take us out, Sully.
Yeah. You know what? Exciting week 5. Sorry about the. That's so good. Sorry about the introducing it as week 4. I feel we missed the show, so my brain was just like, yeah, here we are, 4th week. It's going to be a great week 5. Listen up to the bets that we're putting down and to the players that we've been talking about. You're going to be able to go back and scrub through those and take a look on YouTube and compile your own list. We can lead a horse to water, but we can't make him drink. Out of those, you will know that I will have 1 or 2 parlays built, and we're going to play those singles. So if you play the singles, guess what? You're going to make money. I know you are, because we've been making money all season. Even our worst week, we still made money. So if you want to make some money, like, subscribe, follow along, go back, scrub those picks, And let's fucking go.
I'm into,
John?
just to recap, Dak over passing. If it's like 240 passing, I'm into it. Bijan over rushing and receiving, probably even scrimmage yards. And Hunter Henry over 35.5 receiving as well are my the ones that I'm looking at.
Are you going to parlay them?
Yes.
Okay. Rock and roll.
Like, my Sundays have been a bit hit and miss. So we'll say like, my Thursday night football, that's been amazing. 15-3. But yeah, we'll see how we'll pick it up on Sunday.
I hit a 6-legger and a 5-legger last week. Come on.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Let's go. Yeah.
All right.
All right. Hey, have a good one, guys.